You know, this plan that I actually laid out in my thank you or farewell letter, if you want to call it, was something that we were going to do last year. And so, you know, we've already planned it, and then this opportunity came around. And I think that with Mr. Hood, it's basically an understanding that I might be leaving once the franchise is done. And, you know, we signed that back in late March. And I think that right now it's my father, you know, realizing that he's slowing down a little bit and actually going back there for his 85th birthday. You know, you put things, your priorities kind of shuffle around. And since we had this plan to begin with a year ago, it kind of like makes it where you really want it. You know, you really are more ready to actually, you know, proceed with that plan that you had prior to moving to MB Capital or Mariana Business Beach Resort. Yes.
And so you spent 15 years of your life here.
Mm-hmm. About?
How have things changed since, you know, the first day you arrived?
Well, you know, I mean, it kind of goes up and down. You know, there's a lot of different changes in that it was. In 2010, we had just gone to the umbrella permit, from the umbrella permit to the CW1s, and so then that whole process was an absolute mess, you know, and it was full of uncertainty. And you know, then I think on March 11th or 2011, then you had the tsunami, and so it was another big blow. But the economy was so very bad. In between that and now, we had like some of the best economies. We had record growth. We had, I think it was 26. I don't know. Matthew Daly Guerrero was the one that would tell you that, but it was something that was just absolutely unheard of as far as growth in the mid-tens, in the mid-teens, I guess, of 2000. And then you had COVID, and unfortunately, COVID kind of shut us down. I think, though, you know, although you know, it's kind of depressed right now, it's a different kind of depression. It's one where, you know, people are more trained. There are people that you know, that were, you know, on the CW1s that now are either long-term or they actually have green cards, and so there's more people that are actually willing to stay on island and try to make a go of it and just wait and see what the new types of economies are going to be coming in the next year or two. So, you know, with me, it had nothing to really do with the economy as much as it had to do with personal decisions, and those personal decisions are, you know, it's time to move. It's time to spend time with my parents until we make that big move to Florida.
All right, big question, but here it is. What are your greatest successes and challenges in the hotel tourism industry in the last 15 years? You
know, I mean, I think that the challenges, of course, are like now, where it's kind of, it doesn't matter what you do sometimes. It's very difficult when you don't have the services, the transportation services. You know, yes, there's this thinking outside of the box and all this and that, but you already know where it's going to because it's already been there, which is, you know, taking your price and just, you know, just selling your product so low that it's not even going to cover cost. And I hate that. You know, I really hate that. But we came out of that, you know, after 2011, and we were able to actually have really great days in the mid-teens where we had almost 100% occupancy levels. And then with that, the good problem was, you know, overtime. The good problem was, you know, just back-to-back rooms. And then now, you know, we're back to, I hope we've learned, but I don't think that we have, because we're panicking, that we're just selling things so cheap that we're selling them below what our costs are. And so I'm hoping that we will soon get out of that. The military that should be coming soon, okay, you know, that should give us a little bit of a shot in the arm, and hopefully that there will be groups more and more throughout the year. But we need to more or less learn how to handle this new type of tourism. So I don't even know if I answered your question there, Thomas.
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk about.
One of my greatest.
Yeah, I don't know if you call it, a legacy or whatnot, but.
It was everything. It was helping with the CW1s. It was helping with the leases. It was being a part of really an amazing group of people that kind of knew what we needed. I mean, before I came here and I worked with this group, there was no way to actually extend a matured lease. We lost Mariana's Resort because it basically, was the 40 years was up, and there was nothing in the Constitution, nothing in a statute that could actually allow you to extend that lease. Then in December 31st, 2019, actually, our current governor, in his capacity as acting governor, signed, I can't remember, I think it's 19-31, into law that actually gave or paved a way to extend a matured lease, and at a rate where it actually would make sense to the lessee.
All right.
That law, it helped Fiesta, okay, where they were able to extend their lease. It helped the Hyatt, where they were able to extend the lease, and then they had an assignment. It was PIC, which I think they're still maybe negotiating, and the Coral Ocean also. And so all of those properties already are almost reached or have reached their 40 years, and without that particular law, they would never have been able to extend.
All right. And, like you said, it's a tough time. Do you believe the CNMI will bounce back? I mean, a lot of people are wondering when it's going to get better.
I think it will get better, but I don't think that it's going to be right away. I mean, I discussed this even with the current managing director, which, Jamaica Tyrone has this plan all made up that is so realistic. She's just done a fantastic job of putting it together. It's still going to be a few years yet. We still have to get over things that we can't drive. For instance, the relationship between China and the U.S., that's huge. So before we still have Annex 6, although nobody's applied for it yet, but until somebody does, and until this whole tariff back and forth is resolved, I don't think that the federal government or the Department of Transportation would actually look at it, favorably. And so that's going to take a while, but I believe that it is going to happen, and I'm hoping that it will happen this year, but it's still going to take a little bit of time after that to grow back the marketing and everything. As far as Korea goes, that's a challenge, and it's a challenge because of nothing that we've done and nothing that the federal government has done, but basically I'm going to blame it about 90% on Boeing, because these airlines have ordered their planes, years ago. I remember coming out of COVID where we're in the Jeju office and they said, okay, we have 10 planes that are coming, in March of 2024. They have not been delivered even one plane. And so that's going to take a while. So they're going to go on yield. And yield, when you could take a plane, fly it 3 times to one destination, that is very popular, or take that same plane and run it once to Saipan, then, no brainer, if I don't have enough planes, I'm going to make more money flying it 3 times in one day. So that's going to be the issue. We still won't give up the fight. We have such a beautiful destination, and people always ask me, I go, what's so special about it? I go, it's hard to put into words. It's more of putting into a pictorial. Saipan is like the best destination where you don't need Photoshop. You really don't. The colors, just the beauty, and then the people. Oh, I don't think I've, and don't tell my relatives from Guam, but I don't think I've been to a better place that had the friendliest and sincerest people on island. So that's what I really loved about Saipan. But it's not just that it's beautiful, but the people are very beautiful. Yeah.
Thanks, Gloria. I just wanted to open it up. Any message to the community that you've called, home for so long?
Well, you know, I mean, I think that it's thank you, because I have just been honored to have been accepted. I've been very honored to be in groups that I believe accomplished a lot, you know, over the last 15 years, and I'm just honored. You know, a lot of people say, well, aren't you going to miss this place? I'm going to think very fondly of this place. It's going to be a memory that will stay with me forever. But there comes a point in your life where, you know, where it's time. And sometimes when you get to that point, I think that you will know that it's just time for a change. And that's where I am. I'm just going to miss everyone. I'm going to think of them fondly, and I am going to talk about them wherever I go in this world, because the people here make the destination. Thank you very much. I'm honored.